You're about to sell your business, or you're planning to sell your business in the near future, but you've made this decision privately, or perhaps you've made this decision with other major shareholders. But what you haven't done is you haven't told your staff. Well, the question is, should you or should you not? In a research study that I participated in with a colleague of mine in Scotland, we interviewed a number of entrepreneurs that had sold not one but several companies. And they had different experiences with this particular topic. In some cases, they had told staff, in other cases, they hadn't. Here's basically what they said. Sooner or later, the staff will find out. And if they find out and you've kept it a secret, then what will happen is that the rumours will abound. And the rumours will probably be much worse than the truth. And so people will have a great deal of uncertainty. They'll also feel resentment at the fact that you're selling a business which they have helped you develop. And you're going to get the benefit of that, and they're not, because they don't know whether they're going to get any benefit or not. More particularly, they'll be worried about who's going to buy the business, what's going to happen to their job security, what's going to happen to their entitlements, and even is the business going to be closed down or relocated. So the worst situation you can be in is where you don't tell your staff, but they make it up. And they'll make up much worse situations than probably what's going to happen. Now, what if you did tell your staff? Well, it's going to get out. It's going to get to the customers, it's going to get to the suppliers, it's probably going to get to the competitors. And a lot of entrepreneurs would argue that that could harm their business. Let's take a different view. Let's assume that it's realistic that you may want to sell the business for any number of reasons. You may have a better opportunity. You may decide that in fact you've had enough of it and you want out. You may have personal circumstances regarding your health, or perhaps you may just need the money for personal situations. Staff can often see these things coming. They see you spending more time with your aged parents. They see you're having trouble with children at school. They see that your marriage is in difficulty and that something's going to happen, and that probably result in the sale of the business. And they understand these circumstances will often lead to the sale of the business. And if you do take them into your confidence, then perhaps you can present a much better picture. Why is the business being sold? Is it to do with the state of the economy, the state of competition, or is it just that you have personal circumstances? Who will it be sold to? Is it going to be sold to a buyer that's going to develop the business further and potentially offer better career paths for the employees? Will the customers be better off if the business is passed into the hands of a much larger corporation that can better support ongoing research and development and provide better security for the products and services the business offers? And the same might apply to suppliers. Would they be better off supplying a much larger organisation with a greater security of tenure? So the story doesn't necessarily have to be negative, but if the staff are not involved, then there are a lot of potential negative outcomes. You may need the senior managers and the key employees in the preparation of the business for sale. Perhaps the business needs to be restructured, or there are some things that you can do to make the value on sale increase. You need the managers to be involved in the due diligence, and you may need managers and key employees to transition with the business to the new buyer, in which case you need them to be positive about the outcome of the business being sold. In almost all cases, you can deal with potential negative outcomes if you have a view of the business being developed for sale to a buyer that will do more with the business than what you've been able to. Generally speaking, it's not a good idea not to tell the staff, but you need to deal with this in such a way that it will have a positive outcome not a negative outcome.